how do you set a budget for PPC? Like how do you have that starting point for your budget?
You don't. It's one of the things where I think I get asked this question again, similar to the bids, just weekly. People being like, "Well, how much should my budget be?" Right? And it's like, look, there are averages, general rules of thumb that pretty much you'll hear as standard across the industry from anyone who knows PPC, right? Like a pretty average standard, $100 a day, right? To start. If you're just starting out, $100 a day. That's a good testing budget. But to sit and say this is exactly how much you need, there's not a single person alive that's going to be able to tell you that before you actually start doing any advertising. And a lot of that comes down to the aspect of figuring out exactly what is your cost per click going to be, right? How well is your conversion happening, right? Are you hitting a 4% conversion rate or are you hitting a 20% conversion rate on your top keyword? Those are big factors in understanding how much you're going to be spending. Now, again, an average. I tell everyone pretty much if you're just starting $100 a day, 50 to $100, that's a decent amount. It's good to play with. Just make sure that you're actually making sales, right? The biggest thing, budget does not matter in advertising nearly as much as I think people think it does because they look at it as just like, oh, I'm going to spend that much money. And it's like, yeah, maybe. But the bigger thing that matters compared to actually just like setting a budget is just getting sales, right? And I have never had a single client in the world that their A cost was low, their tacos was consistent, and we considered upping the budget and they said, no, I don't want to spend more, right? To make more sales. There's not anyone who will do that at the end of the day. Yeah, cash flow can be a consideration within it, but the biggest thing comes down to what are you essentially seeing from a cost perspective that your advertising as is actually going to cost. Getting into the supplement game, supplements are a lot pricier than, a lot of other products out there. Your cost per click can be the highest I've ever seen is $53 per click for a keyword. That's going to be a big difference budget wise compared to somebody who has, an average of 25 cents per click for, their top relevance keyword.
Best way to improve your PPC is a better click-through rate and better conversion rate. And this, I think the biggest part of the equation most people are missing is like PPC does not make sales. It only shows your product to people. That's it. Like the only thing that a PPC campaign can do is show the product to a person. It cannot make them click, it cannot make them convert. So we're kind of guessing, let me try these different keywords that hypothetically are super relevant to your product. Maybe people are gonna be interested in clicking. But they look in I was just going over Cisco, like the brand Cisco with their rep. And I'm like, dude, look at this. It's so ugly. It's so disgusting. Why would anyone buy this? The main image. I'm like, I would never click on this. I don't even. It looks like it's a broken piece of equipment, right? And so a lot of people are like, our PPC is off. I'm like, okay, sure. Let's open up your listing. Wow, this is disgusting. Let me show you your competitor. They're 1,000 times better than you. Why should I buy you? I started using this gauge of you as a client. We cannot talk about PPC until we've established that we have the best looking listing on the market and a product that's like a superior product market fit, which means like someone who's wanting to buy a product to solve a problem. Ours is like a very good solution, up there with the best. And then the price makes sense. Reviews, I'm not gonna dwell on it, right? We all know that we need more reviews. I'm not gonna kind of badger someone for not having enough reviews. It's gonna come, but you can control the other things, right? You can control working harder and doing more R&D to have a superior product than everything on the market. You can work harder to make your list. You can literally in 2 weeks make your listing the most superior listing on the market, right? And I think we just did that with Wonder Fat, the beef tallow thing. And the click-through rate went from, I'm looking at it right now, it was like averaging 0.21 and it went up to 0.49 per click-through rate. CPCs went down, sales, PPC, like not PPC sales, stupid, but total sales went up. PPC spends the same. So everything improved just by improving the click-through rate. Conversion rate's still bad. It's still like 7%, 11%, 8%. So that's the next step. If I can get the conversion rate to go to 20 or 30%, then everything I'm doing with PPC all of a sudden becomes super profitable. And I think that is a big key here is that those two things, it's literally like you guys are business partners, two business partners. You could be amazing if your business partners, or anything, any sort of partnership. If they suck, like it's not going to work. So don't focus on PPC and not focus on the other half of it, which is what makes the PPC turn into money.
No, what are your thoughts on some misconceptions or misunderstandings or mistakes that people are making out there?
To be honest, I think the one that has always bugged me, I hate suggested bid on Amazon. It's wrong 99% of the time. It's a simple number and like going off of Elizabeth, like the idea of placement, suggested bid is based off of all placement types at all times. and what they cost as a cost per click. And so it's just wrong. And you're never going to have it. And so one of the biggest problems I see, especially for like newer people getting into Amazon, getting into advertising, is like Amazon is suggesting a bid. They're like, hey, you should spend this much with zero backing or reasoning or showing why that's the suggested bid, why you should do that. And it's just kind of this thing that everyone has to sit back and trust is somewhat accurate. And it's one of those areas where, frequently speaking, within like Amazon's algorithm, you don't actually know. And 9 times out of 10, you will do that suggested bid, and people will then say, well, I did the highest end of this suggested bid and I still wasn't getting any impressions, I wasn't getting any clicks. You then start digging into the data. Oh, all of your impressions are going towards product pages. And then you look at what the actual search terms are, right? And where you're actually targeting, and it isn't relevant, right? To where you actually need to be. And so it's one of those areas where when people are trying to figure out, similar to what Mia was saying, their cost per click and trying to figure out where they actually should lie within, I think it requires a little bit more data than we currently have and that Amazon is willing to give. And it's much more, I think, one of the hardest parts for just the average person who is stepping into Amazon to understand. And it's probably like one of my biggest pet peeves, because the amount of times that I have just looked at a keyword and Amazon suggested bid is like, oh yeah, it's $1. And I'm like, I look at the competition and I'm like, there is no way that you're spending $1 for cost per click on this product and doing successful in the slightest, right? Especially because you have to look at the entire picture. There are 10,000 people or 10,000 products that are sponsored against one keyword, and it's trying to say that the average cost per click is going to be, or suggested, I should say, is going to be $1 for your bid. It's just not. That's not how that works. It's a competition game at the end of the day. You're essentially in a giant warehouse with 10,000 other people, all raising their hand for a placement in the line to have your product shown, and it's just not going to be $1, right? And so I think that's the biggest misconception within advertising, and just one of the most annoying ones and frustrating ones. It's not anything, super fancy, and it's something I think every single person who has ever tried to advertise on Amazon has struggled to understand is, what should my bid be? Like I said on the thing, I get that question at least 10 times a week. What should I bid for this? It's a great question, isn't it?
Can I piggyback off of both of
Go
those
for
and
it.
just add some like hopefully relief to the new people who are tuning in to watch? Like exactly what Noah said. Like there is this idea, and I remember being there. It's like when you go to launch your first campaign or you go to launch your second campaign, and you're like, what do I put in for bid and what do I put in for budget? And so you scour, and you're probably showing up on Noah's live or my live or the scouring Mina's YouTube, like, okay, what's the starting bid? Like where did like nobody, myself, Mina, Noah, I don't care how freaking good of an ad manager you are, your starting bid and your starting budget are just that, a start.
Hmm.
You're entering it and you're testing, and if you're not going back and reevaluating and like doing micro tweaks, so I would say if you have the guts to do it, you start high and you work your way back. If you're like, hey, I got a limited budget, I'm terrified, start low, work your way up. It gets you a start, and then you say, okay, am I getting any impressions? Am I getting anything? No. Crap. Okay, increase it. Nobody's gonna get it right out of the gate, and even if you do get it right, it's gonna move tomorrow.
Kind of bounce off that
100%.
as well. A thing that we used to do is I used to be really, really into starting off with dynamic up-down bidding, because I liked exactly that. The idea that you would much faster figure out what that is supposed to be. For newer sellers, I now pretty much tell everyone dynamic down only, for exactly the fact of you will spend way too much money nowadays with how competitive Amazon's PPC is, and the fact that doing up will just push up your ad spend immensely. And I don't trust Amazon to actually have people spend what they should be spending. And so that's another thing. As Elizabeth said, you can always go higher at the end of the day if you need to, but it's really hard to, and Amazon doesn't necessarily want you to go lower all the time. So
I 100% agree with Elizabeth. And I think also people need to understand that there is a spend threshold. So basically, you're always buying data. And once you've hit that threshold data, then make a decision. And so it's like, okay, you started $1 bid, and your criteria is like, okay, if it doesn't spend that, in a couple of days, I'm going to increase the bid. Cool. But if you're spending, then it's like, okay, up until, my product sells for $30. After the $15th, I'll make a decision. So if you convert before the 15th, you're in good shape. If you haven't converted in the 15th, maybe this is not a good placement for you. Let's drop the bids and see, maybe at a lower position you have higher. buyer intent customers. That's all you can really do.
Very good point. And I kind of, this is somewhat controversial, but I kind of think at the end of the day, it all is basically CPM. We're bidding on clicks, but for every 1,000 views, you're going to get a certain percent of clicks, and they're going to get a certain amount of revenue on Amazon's side. So they're looking at it as there's only an inventory of so many impressions that they can give out to advertisers. And at the end of the day, algebra is going to lead to whether it be a cost per 1,000 views or revenue per 1,000 views. That's what they're looking at, because if you're selling bottled water and you bid $1,000 per click on the iPhone 14 case to show up your bottle of water, you will not show up your bottle of water, even if you're willing to spend $1,000, because it's just not going to make sense. So they want some sort of relevancy.